Welcome to Divine Intel. And I just noticed that I did not introduce my show, but that's fine. I was too busy the whole day. So welcome to Divine Intel, guys. And what can I tell you? I'm gonna have to give you some explanation because I need to explain. I was talking to my brother in Christ, Johnny, and therefore I'm gonna have to give you an explanation. I'm gonna try my very best to be very clear in the explanation. Okay. So today, because it's right now 10:56, almost 11 a.m. Pacific time, and I'm doing a early show today because I'm having a special guest from Sweden. Yes, I'm having a special guest from Sweden, um, and I have to accommodate him, because right now over there is about, if I'm not mistaken, 4 p.m. Oh no, it's 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Pacific time. It's night for him, and I'm gonna give him a call, and we're gonna have a nice conversation with him. He's a very most of you know guys. Most of you guys know him, and also I want to remind you that this is it's a bilingual show. Okay, so I'm gonna explain this in Spanish too. So please be aware of that. And I also have a lot of divine intel, and I have an announcements to make. Okay, so I hope that this show will show you just a little bit what's coming. We don't know exactly what's gonna be. Maybe we are totally wrong and nothing bad is gonna happen. But I had to do what I had to do. Okay, so guys, I hope that you like this show. Okay, so I'm just telling you. This is the information that I have. It may shock you. Ok, bienvenidos a todos. Esto va a ser un show bilingüe. Te quiero también recordar de que voy a hablar primero en inglés y después te voy a explicar en español. Voy a tener un invitado desde Suecia y lo voy a llamar en tan pocos unos segundos y vamos a hablar, vamos a ir directamente a las noticias y vamos a enseñarte el PowerPoint y también tengo unos anuncios que dar, y pues básicamente estoy haciendo este show para acomodarlo a él porque ahorita es en la noche allá, es en la noche en Suecia, así que vamos a empezar este show. Alright guys, so let me call my brother in Christ, my guest tonight, and let's see if he answer. Let me see if he answered the phone. Alright, so hold it, let's see. Here we go. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing? Yes, welcome. This is my brother in Christ, Patrick, from Sweden. Say hi, Patrick.
Yeah, hi guys.
All right. So Patrick, as usually I used to have him many times in the past in Divine Intel, and this man is an expert in decoding prophetic word. And I will explain to you what happened, because that's the reason why I'm making tonight's show. I'm making tonight's show based on what the Lord told me, okay? And I will explain it to you. But for now, Patrick, we're going to go and just a little check on the news, shall we? All
Yeah,
right.
sure.
So right now, Nancy Pelosi is having a conference. This is a breaking news. Nancy Pelosi is having, Paycheck Fairness Act. Okay, so the Democrats are now trying to basically put more of their democratic agenda towards people. Anyway, So that wasn't
Yeah,
worth
but
it.
that won't work out because they create more Trump supporters with everything they're doing. I did see some indications that every prisoner that comes out of prison now in the U.S. is voting Republican because of the prison reform thing that Jared Kushner brokered with both parties. And then at his rallies, there's a lot of registered Democrats on Trump rallies, so it's interesting.
I
I think the
know.
Mueller report was a big letdown for these Democratic
I
people
know. And it's gonna be
because
really interesting
it
what
was
they're gonna
two
show
years
us.
of bullshit.
Yeah, it's gonna be released really interested what they're going to show us on that report if they actually really. You know what I believe that I believe that something they're gonna come out on that report and they're gonna grab it and they're gonna use it against them. Watch, I know that, and
Yeah,
because
there
you know,
is a theory that Mueller is
yeah,
actually, working for Trump in some way, and then they're doing some kind of stuff in the background. Well, I don't know if that's true. We'll
exactly.
see.
So let me guys show you my computer right now. Les voy a enseñar una, pero como ustedes no saben, algunos de ustedes que saben hablar español, les voy a decir lo que está pasando, ¿ok? Hay un video de Johnny. Este es el video de Johnny, donde él aquí, básicamente, él está explicando cómo leer las tasas de cambio, las tasas del Zimbabwe dollar, pero está en inglés, ¿ok? Um, Mucha gente está confundida debido a que el Zimbabwe RTGS se revaluó. Y ya les dije que no es el, no es la divisa que ustedes tienen. Es otra divisa. Todavía tenemos que esperar si acaso reactivan la divisa que ustedes tienen. Es muy sencillo, señores, ¿ok? All right, guys. So this is the latest video from Johnny. and and it's talk about the Zimbabwe dollar RB, how to read the exchange rate, epic rant. So watch it is and because many people are coming to me asking me the same question. All right. So all you gotta guys know is that it's not our notes. It's not the money that we're holding. So don't worry about it. Okay. Right now, this investment of the Zimbabwe is basically based on faith, not based on logic. Okay, that's the truth. It's based on faith, not based on logic. What do you think? Hello?
Yeah, you're asking me? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, of course it is. The fact is that that country is really rich, but they have been screwed over by communist forces, and the globalists wants them to be poor. But that country actually has a lot of potential. So I don't really care about what the situation right now says, because I know that that country will turn around eventually, and we'll see what happens. But that's the fate part of it. Um, it's the same for Zimbabwe, for Vietnam. They're already going up like crazy. It's the same for Ukraine as well. That's a really rich country, but they've been suppressed by bad players, U.S. involvement and also Russian influencing on that country. And
Exactly.
Implement actually talks about Ukraine a lot,
Oh
but
yeah.
there is no currency there that I'm aware of that you can invest in. But I think in long term that country is like a breadbasket, so that's interesting. But regarding Zimbabwe, just hold the currency and see what happens.
Yeah, it's just based on faith.
Because
That's
you
it.
can buy dollars. In my case, I'm in Sweden, so I can keep the Swedish money, which I have really low faith in anyway. So
But you guys were the
that
first country who actually separated from the European Communion. Remember? You guys were the first one. You even way before England,
no, no,
right?
no.
Was it
Sweden
was it Sweden or
is still in
Switzerland?
the no, no. I think Switzerland has like it's not there because they have their own currency and
Oh,
everything.
so it was Switzerland.
Norway
Then. I
Norway
thought it was
doesn't.
Sweden.
They're in the EU, but not. not fully, which is better for them.
Okay.
That Denmark has their own currency, still like Sweden. Finland is the only country that has the euro, but I think Finland will be stronger than Sweden in the long run because of different reasons.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And,
So,
but we'll
okay.
see what happens. Kim Clement did talk about Scandinavia as well and said that there will be like a spiritual revival here,
Mm-hmm.
and that will be interesting to
All
see.
right. Well, we'll see. But I thought it was Sweden, but now you remind me. I think
No,
it was Switzerland, the first country who actually left the communion, the European Communion. It was
yeah,
not England.
no country has left yet. It's been growing, but
I
we're
thought
coming to the
wasn't it
point
Switzerland
where
or Sweden? I
no,
remember.
no, no. It's neither of them. There's no country that has left the European Union. That's why
Okay.
it's so much stuff about the Brexit right
Okay.
now, because
All
they're
right.
trying to leave, and the EU doesn't want that.
Okay.
Um, but I think the big problem is Italy, which is moving in the same trajectory as the US is, which is
Mm-hmm.
breaking off from these gangsters
Mm-hmm.
that are behind the EU and the globalists and all of those people.
Mm-hmm.
So Italy is actually breaking free from that,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
which is
All right.
interesting
Let's
if
go.
you
All right.
talk about Kim Clement, because he said there will be a spiritual awakening in Italy as well.
Oh, that's interesting. Hold on. Hold that thought. Let's continue with the news, okay? And then we're
Yeah.
gonna go to our. We're gonna be talking about what we talk after the air and what we have for our people. All right, so let's go and watch this news, and it's translated to English, right? All right, guys. So it's from RT News. It says bankruptcy will come. Is the worst recession in China's recent history looming? So they're predicting a big recession coming. Just like I've been telling you, it might pay Intel. Okay? If you have not go to see my pay Intel, we have been talking about this way before it happened. Way before it happened. Okay? So it's confirmation. Now they're saying that China will go bankrupt. All right, now let me say in Spanish. Esta es una de las noticias en español. Dice, la quiebra llegará, se avecina la peor recesión en la historia reciente de China. Y como les vengo diciendo, todo lo que estamos hablando en Intel pagado, nosotros ya lo habíamos hablado mucho más antes que esto pasara. ¿Ok? Así que anímate. Si tú quieres saber lo último, te voy a dar el anuncio cuando voy a sacar mi último video pagado. Mi último video por paga. Para que te esté más informado de lo que está pasando en la economía mundial. Alright guys, so I will make an announcement. I don't know when, maybe Friday. I really don't know. I really don't have an idea when, because they again canceled my meeting with the elite. So I need to wait until they decided to have that meeting again. Alright? So once I get that meeting with them, if I have any new intel, I will let you guys know, and I'm going to upload it to the server so you see what's going on. Notice that every time I upload my intel, things happen exactly as we talking in my intel. Okay, so that's the interesting stuff. So maybe we can now go straight to the PowerPoint. What do you say,
Yeah,
Patrick?
sure.
All right, let's do the
Yes.
PowerPoint. Vamos a ir al PowerPoint ahorita, because right now, what time is in your country, Patrick?
Yeah, it's 8 p.m., so it's not in the middle of the night.
Okay, all right. Let's. I don't want to take your time.
Just a comment on
All right.
the China that you talked about. In one of the prophecies, Kim Clement talks about the Eurozone and the economy there going down, and also in China. And China is no surprise for me, because they've been saying like, yeah, we have 10% growth or more every year forever. And we all know what happens in communist countries when they start saying stuff about their economy and how everything is great. And then suddenly everyone realizes that things are not that great, and we're probably already reached that point. And they will be forced to do the deal with US because China is really dependent on the US. They won't survive by themselves. That's what I believe, at least for this season. So they will need to be friends with Trump.
Well,
And
hopefully.
many people know that you read about in forums, they're like
Yeah.
influenced by Russia, China stuff, and then they're like, yeah, but they will, beat USA. The USA will, disappear and stuff like that. And that's exactly what Kim Clement is talking about, that all these people are thinking that, and they will be really wrong.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely definitely something is gonna happen, man. Seriously. I think we're all gonna be really shocked.
We-
You know?
Yeah.
Are you still there?
Yes.
I thought I lost you. Anyway, so we're gonna put the corresponding, you know, announcements so people know that this video is for entertainment purposes only. Este video ha sido creado para propósito de entretenimiento solamente. Any information in this video that lines up with the current or future events is pure coincidence. Cualquier información que resulte de este video en la actualidad real es para pura coincidencia. And the reason why I'm doing this because, I need to watch my back. All right, so before that, let me give you a good, important announcement, okay? Guys, this is your important announcement. I want you to understand this, okay? So I want you to write me to Beny at benyinvestment.com if you want to learn how to trade, okay? The two most important investments right now are cryptocurrencies and paper currencies. All right? Why? Because we are coming to see a financial reset. So, if you want to take full advantage of the incoming current reset, instead of just waiting for the dinar and the dong and all your paper currencies that you expect to basically be blessed, how about if you learn how to trade other paper currencies as the reset happen, so you can make money, more money, instead of just waiting for your currency to actually, have any worth, any positive value. You can do it right now, okay? You don't have to wait for the RB. You can actually educate yourself and learn how to trade. I'm gonna have a webinar, okay? So please send me an email at Beny at benyinvestments.com and put inside the subject line trading currencies. I want you to put that in the subject line trading currencies. I will have very soon a webinar, and I'm gonna teach you how to do that. Okay. Also, you need to be aware that there's a risk when you do this kind of investments. Okay. But I want to deal with adults, and so if you have any interest to be educated and actually know how to trade and take advantage of the incoming reset, not only for the currencies that you hold, but for other currencies, send me the email. All right? Ahora en inglés, now in Spanish. All right, las dos cosas más importantes, señores, de inversiones, las dos cosas más importantes de inversionar son las criptomonedas y las divisas de papel, los billetes que tú tienes. Muchos de todos ustedes están esperando que pase el reseteo y la revaluación del dinar y la moneda que tú puedas tener, y básicamente tomar provecho y que te sirva como bendición. Pero ¿sabías tú que tú también puedes tomar la oportunidad de hacer dinero, y quizás mucho más dinero, en las otras monedas que van a ser afectadas por este reseteo? ¿Ok? Así que si tú quieres aprender a comerciar con divisas, Si quieres tomar provecho del próximo reseteo financiero completamente, mándame un correo a beny@benyinvestment.com y pon dentro de la barra de tu correo comerciar divisas. Tú tienes que poner eso en la barra donde tú pones el título del correo, del correo electrónico, comerciar divisas. Voy a tener un seminario en la web muy pronto, completamente en español. Te voy a enseñar cómo hacerlo. Hay riesgos como cualquier inversión. Quiero solamente tratar con gente que le gusta aprender y que sepa también, que sea un adulto y que sabe y que sepa entender que en todo hay riesgo, ¿ok? Así que si tú eres una de esas personas, mándame un correo. All right, so I guess I did myself. I was clear about it. So this
Say something.
presentation. I'm sorry.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Just a comment on what you said. This is my view on it. People who invest, you need to sow, or this is influenced by the prophetic. You need to sow into your investments. So you need to sow into the kingdom. So what you do, in my experience, you work as hard as you can, and you save, and you have a goal that this month I want to save this and this much, and maybe you work harder. It depends on your situation, but you make sure you accumulate more money each month that passes until the RV, because if you sit on your ass and just buy for $1,000 something, then you wait, you could have been working on gathering more wealth, helping other people, or do whatever. At the same time, you're waiting, but you still keeping investing in it until it happens. Because if you do nothing, you just buy one thing and then you wait for 3 years, you could have accumulated so much more during those 3 years than if you just sat on the sofa doing nothing. So I think that's the thing that Kim Clement talks about. You need to, sometimes things come from above, you know, but you also need to work on it. You can't just wait for stuff to happen without you doing anything.
Yes, you were cutting off. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, good. All right.
To your Spanish friends.
Hello? Patrick?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. All right, good.
Can you translate to your Spanish
Yeah,
friends?
okay. Lo que estaba diciendo Patrick es de que las personas, como dijo King Clement, si tú quieres agarrar de la bendición, tú tienes que poner la semilla para agarrar el fruto de tus sacrificios. La gran mayoría de todos ustedes solo se están sentándose y esperan ser bendecidos. Mientras que tú lo hagas, otras personas están siendo beneficiadas de la tecnología y de las oportunidades que te vienen. Muchas veces nosotros tenemos ese gran error de que se nos pasa la oportunidad. Se nos pasa la oportunidad cuando lo queremos nosotros agarrarlo, es demasiado tarde. Esta es tu oportunidad, ¿ok? Esta es tu oportunidad de educarte y, como dijo él, para que puedas agarrar fruto de tus sacrificios, ¿ok? All right, so let me just do a disclaimer, all right? So the disclaimer, I want you to know that this presentation is 100% divine intel. My intentions are not to call the RB. Yes, the show is called Get Ready for the Green Light. Definitely. But before my enemies and my trolls start attacking me, the reason why I said and why I call the show Get Ready for the Green Light is basically for you to be ready for a possible RB. A possible RB. My intentions are to be moved by the words I receive from the Lord, not to play with your emotions. I'm not playing with anybody's emotions. My intention was because, I will tell you in the PowerPoint what happened to me. Okay? I'm not calling the RB, but I'm trying to prepare you. The Lord continuously is telling me that the RB will be so fast, people will be shocked to know that the dinar has revalue. And this is not new. Actually, I've been saying it for the last 4 shows, in paid videos and non-paid videos. Okay? So please be aware of this disclaimer before you start attacking me, for those people who love to be attacking me. All right? So now let me explain in Spanish. Esta presentación será 100% intel y divino. Mi intención no es de decirte cuándo será el RB. Yo sé que el show se llama Prepárate para la luz verde, pero es prepararse. No es que te estoy diciendo que va a ser ya. Mi propósito se debe a que escuché la voz de Dios ayer y te lo voy a explicar durante esta presentación. Solo quiero prepararte en el evento que se acerca. ¿Ok? Esa fue mi intención. No estoy jugando con tus sentimientos. El Señor me sigue diciendo que cuando salga el RB será tan rápido que la gente no estará preparada. Por eso que yo saqué y obtuve este tema del show de ahora. Ahora solamente espera porque te tengo muy buena información. All right, so let's make it very clear. I will present you to two potential scenarios. One involved my guest, Patrick, in my show today, and the other one involves the Dow Jones. And as a matter of fact, I'm wrong. Both involves my guest today. Okay? Both involve my guest today. The reason why I brought him, I will let you know what happened. Okay? So please wait. Te voy a presentar dos. I'm sorry. Let me ahorita. Espera que voy a termine de hablar inglés y ahorita te digo en español. All right. So the Lord talked to me Monday morning, while I was doing my work at home. Actually, I was washing the dishes. Yes, I was washing the dishes. Okay. And the Lord said, get my people ready. Okay? And I said, what? Get my people ready? And I stopped. I stopped what I was doing. Then he said, get my people ready for the green light. So I stopped. I looked at my mother and I said, Mom, the Lord just spoke to me. And I finished doing what I was doing. So immediately, I called Carrie McCoy, my sister in Christ, and we talked on the phone. I told Karen what the Lord told me. Well, all of a sudden, I heard the number 4. And I said again, what? Number 4? So immediately, I said to her, the Lord said 4. We are in the 4th month of the year, April, right? And all of a sudden, the Lord said 4 again. So I go, what? Are you saying? Then I just asked the Lord, my Lord, are you saying the 4th of April? So the Lord did not answer to me. Sometimes this is one thing I just don't like. And so when I ask the questions, he doesn't like to answer back. Usually he doesn't answer back. He likes to talk to me that way. Maybe for me to actually understand his ways. I don't know. And then the Lord downloaded stuff in my head that he's been telling me for many years. For example, like we are supposed to have the RB within a holiday, okay? So I asked Karen to find out what holiday we are having the next April 4th. That's in 2 days. All right. So Karen started finding, looking around, and she found no significant date or no holiday for the upcoming 4th of April. Okay, so I was still confused. And all of a sudden, Karen came out and said she found something tremendously important. I want to share it with all of you. Okay? It's not a holiday, but in a way, it's a holy day. Okay? All right, so I want you to know that. That's going to happen next Thursday, April 4. Now let me explain this in Spanish. Ok, pon mucha atención. Te voy a presentar dos escenarios que creo que podrían pasar en el caso del RV. Pon mucha atención. Uno va a involucrar a mi invitado de hoy, básicamente los dos. Y el otro involucrará el Dow Jones. Te voy a dar dos escenarios. Uno con lo que vino aquí mi amigo, desde Suecia está, y el Dow Jones. ¿Ok? Lo que pasa fue que el Señor me habló el lunes por la mañana mientras hacía mis deberes. Estaba lavando los trastes, ¿no? Escuché que me dijo, alista mi gente, y respondí, ¿qué? ¿Qué? Alista tu gente. Y después me dijo, alista mi gente para la luz verde. Le llamé a Kerry McCoy y le conté lo que pasó. De repente escuché el número 4 otra vez y volví a preguntarme por qué. Inmediatamente le pedí a Karen que se averiguara del mes 4, porque estábamos en el mes 4, en que estábamos. ¿Qué le pregunté a ella? Pues, ¿qué iba a pasar el día 4? Porque me dio dos veces, otra vez el día 4, el número 4. De repente volví a escuchar el número 4 otra vez. Y le pregunté al Señor, me está preguntando mi Señor, ¿qué será el 4 de abril? Y él no me contestó. Y de repente el Señor me empezó a poner cosas en mi mente. Como que supuestamente, una de las cosas es que como supuestamente el RV tendría que pasar durante un día festiado, un holiday. Así que le pregunté a Karen que se averiguara cuál era el próximo día festiado o festivo. Karen no encontró absolutamente nada. Pero Karen se encontró algo muy importante que quiero compartir con todos ustedes. El próximo jueves 4 de abril. Now, ponga mucha atención porque ahorita te lo voy a enseñar qué es lo que encontró ella. Now I'm going to show you what Karen found out for the next Thursday, right? It's going to be Thursday the 4th of April. It's going to be the celebration, well, not celebration, it was the day when Martin Luther King was murdered. Okay? That happens April 4, 1968. Now, please remember, my people, please remember. Aren't we celebrating the 400 year of the captives? We are, right? You've been following my show, right, Patrick? Patrick?
Yeah, not that much. I've been really busy.
Okay. So, do you know anything about the 400 year of the captives?
Sounds familiar.
Okay. All right. So I didn't know that you didn't know that. Anyway, let me continue with the demonstration.
Yeah.
El próximo jueves se celebran, por no decir celebrar, es la fecha cuando asesinaron a Martin Luther King. Acuérdate también que todavía estamos celebrando los 400 años, que es el año de los cautivos. Tú sabes, cuando Moisés agarró al pueblo de Dios y lo sacó de Egipto, que es básicamente lo que va a pasar ahora, debido a la transferencia de riquezas. Y me llamó mucho la atención eso. Y espera, ahorita te voy a decir más. Alright, so guys, look. We are celebrating the 400-year-old captives, which basically was when Moses pick up, took the people of God from Egypt and give them freedom, right? So, and that happens recently, right? Remember when it happened? That was March 20. Okay? We celebrated the year of the captives. And the Lord put me this in my brain. Please pay attention. What makes I'm sorry, I'm not taking phone calls, honey. Sorry for that. What is what is the most important thing that Martin Luther King is famous of? He's famous of the speech he did. I have a dream. You know that one, right? Patrick? Patrick?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so you know about this one, right? He said I have a dream, right? It's very famous. He did that on August 28, 1963. Okay?
Mhm.
Okay, now pay attention to this. Watch. El pastor, básicamente el líder negro más famoso en la historia de los Estados Unidos, que fue asesinado ese día, el 4 de abril de 1968, creo yo. Él se hizo famoso por el discurso que se dio, que se llamaba Yo tengo un sueño. ¿Ok? Entonces el Señor me puso las últimas palabras de ese discurso. Y ahorita te las voy a decir cuáles son. All right, so the most important part of that speech, that I have a dream, are this one. Pay attention. Free. Free at last. Free at last. Thank God Almighty. We are free at last. What God is trying to tell me is He's proclaiming the freedom of His people. He put that in my heart. He put that in my brain. He downloaded everything. And that's when Patrick is coming now. Because Patrick, that wasn't Patrick, it was your friend, Patrick's friend, came over and said, Benny, I was talking to Patrick last night. And that's how Patrick's going to talk about it. What they talk about it last night. So please pay attention. Las palabras más famosas de este señor fueron: somos libres, gracias a Dios Todopoderoso, somos libres, al fin. Cuando él hizo estas palabras, me puso en mi corazón la confirmación de que Dios va a liberar a su pueblo. A todos los que estamos nosotros esperando por esta bendición, que es básicamente la liberación de la pobreza. Por eso Dios me puso esta información a mí. Ahora te voy a contar, porque cuando estaba en esto, la amiga de mi invitado me dijo esto. Me dijo, Benny, ayer en la noche Patrick y yo estábamos hablando y te voy a contar qué hablaron. All right, so Patrick is in the house. So let's talk about it. Tell me why you were talking with your friend.
Yeah, me and my friend talk about a lot of stuff that's prophetic because she's really good at hearing from God and understanding stuff, and we have a good understanding of things, Anyway, we talked about the 20,000 thing.
The 20,000, yes, the prophetic 20,000.
So basically, Kim Clement has talked about 20,000 a few times.
Yes.
There's actually 4 prophecies, and he said one of these. He said that he heard 20,000, and it will reach sooner than people think, which has happened already because nobody expected it to go over 20,000. 2015 17. It was
Uh-huh.
in February, or it was after the inauguration day. It breached 20,000. And then some people were thinking, yeah, but that's what Kim Clement said. So, he's a false prophet because he said 20,000 but if you listen or his prophetic words, he's actually talking about a chaotic moment where people are freaking out
Yeah.
because 20,000 is hitting. And I think that day is upon us real soon. And I think the only thing that can keep the stock market going up at the moment is if Trump signs the deal. I know he will sign the deal with China eventually. It's already prophesied by Kim Clement, so it will happen. But who knows with the timeline? But I think it's either this April, it will hit 20,000, and when it hits 20,000, this I'm really sure of, that's the signal for the RV.
Okay. Let me tell you something.
Because
Yeah.
why I think that is because the the elite or the people that's behind the money, the central bank and everything, they will try to undermine the economy. They will try to sink the movement and sink Trump. So they will cripple the US, or they will cripple the world basically with debt issues. So they will do something to the US, and that's what he says in the prophecy. We will cripple you. You will lose your credit. And then he said, God said, watch. I said 20,000. So something is going to happen with that. And I've seen in my own dreams a few indicators of what's to come in regards to the markets, which is that the Italian market will drop 12.7% in one day. That I've seen like a year ago, and also the German market will take a hit where it has minus 700 one day, and then the Dow is at 25,700 when that happens. That's specific dreams I've had, and then I have my friend and friend's friend had dreams about 20,000. And the interesting part with the other friend is that person knows nothing about 20,000, but that
Wow.
person actually saw a dream about 20,000 and people freaking out around her about what to do with their investments and stuff like that. And
This,
Kim does talk about in his
but
prophecies about
this is not the
20,000
lady.
and
This is not the lady
yeah.
that chat with me, right? Is this the same lady that chat with me that she dreamed about the 20,000?
Yeah, I'm not going to say any names, but that person is,
That's the one.
she's one of those persons.
Wow.
So she's really cool.
Yeah,
Anyway,
no. Let me let me
what Kim
let me explain.
Clement says, it's a short time frame when it drops. So there will be like a few weeks where the market crashes, and I think if you relate to my dreams and my friend's dream, it's different people get different stuff. So I think it will probably crash to 18,000. It will hit 20 and then 18,000 because that's the election level, which was when Trump actually won the election, and then the market started going up, or it went down like 5 to 7% the night when Trump got elected, and then it skyrocketed up. So that's the level I think it will go to. I think it will go down further than that, but that's irrelevant because when the RV happens, who cares about the markets? Which Kim Clement says in his prophecy, look not to Wall Street, however, observe. Because if you get fixated with like the Dow Jones or NASDAQ, you will lose the opportunity to, let's say the RV happens, then you can do stuff with the money and place them in certain investments, which will help you further to do what God wants you to do.
All right. So right now, as we're speaking, the Dow Jones is showing 26,171.37. Uh, about 2 hours ago, it has lost uh, about 100 and something. Right now, only have 87. It look, according to the chart, it looked like it's going up again. Now, listen, I'm not an economist, and don't take my word for it, okay? from 26,000, assuming that it goes to 27,000, because it looked like it's actually going to peak. If it goes to 27,000, and all of a sudden, just like the prophetic word says, it will reach sooner than most people think. I'm talking about a collapse. Because from
Yeah,
20,
but if you look at the chart right
yeah,
now, if you look like at Dow Jones, it depends on what happens, because I think a trade deal with China could push it
all the way
beyond
to,
that,
yeah,
but I doubt it, because it's already been in the news, and the news or the market is expecting the news before it actually happens. Sometimes, not always. But if you look at what happened from let's see, October, then it dropped from 26,970 down to 21,450, and that happened in 2 months, less than like 6 weeks. So something similar will happen, probably more quickly, which will mean that, let me just do some stuff here.
okay. So in the meantime, while you do that, let me tell you something. Um, do you
It's
understand?
basically, if it follows the same trajectory that it did that time, and it's quicker than that, then it hits 20,000 really fast, because it's just a sharp drop down, because I believe it's very possible we're in a bear market still, even though the market has gone up for like 2 months, it's still not recovered to the level it was at the peak. So I think there's a possibility we're in a bear market, and if it goes downwards, then it can go really quickly.
Okay.
And it's
What I was, what I,
really interesting, because I've seen that date before. This is not something I've heard, but it will be interesting to see with the royal baby and everything that when that happens,
well,
because that's
it
coming
calls my
soon.
attention. It calls my attention right now. The news, the head news right now about the market. Stocks making the biggest moves midday, left Delta down, Facebook, and more. That's an hour ago. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the latest. An hour ago. Now the stocks are making the biggest moves. The biggest moves right now. And the Lord told me, get my people ready. We are
Yeah.
waiting for the break in the system. Okay? We are waiting for the break in the system. And this is no coincidence, guys. A lot of you have noticed that whenever the Lord talks to me, things goes, it really, something happened very soon. Okay? So really caught my attention. Right now it caught my attention. Just about an hour ago, saying that the stocks making the biggest moves midday. It says Lyft, Delta, Dow, Facebook, and more. Let me just click on this. Ahorita, hace una hora, están diciendo que las bolsas de valores están haciendo unos movimientos de los más grandes que hay. Lyft, Delta, Dow, Facebook, y más. It says right here that Lyft shares of Lyft are down 1.3% after Seaport Global Securities analysis. You know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for to see something about payment systems. I don't know. Something's
That's
going on.
possible.
Something's going on here. Something is happening. I just can't
Yeah,
tell what it is.
something's really, really fishy
Yeah,
with
it's fishy.
what's going on.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And take a look over here. Breaking news. Look at the breaking news I got right here. Aquí tenemos últimas noticias. Crude rises 1.6 to 62.58. Hit fresh high for the year. Now the oil is going up. Something big is coming. And it just
Yeah, we
happened to
know
be
there's going to
today.
be an oil crisis
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
which, because he says there will be a crisis with the oil and with the war and stuff like that, he mentions. And
Yeah.
then Um, yeah, I don't remember exactly what he said, but he said stuff like that. So and then we know that if there is a war, the war will not be on U.S. soil. It will more be in the Middle East, and
Mm-hmm.
it will probably be between like Saudi Arabia and Iran, and all of those countries will go at each other because they will backstab each other later on.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because
Now
yeah,
let
he
me
talks
explain.
about that in prophecies.
Yeah, let me explain this in Spanish. Ahorita han salido las últimas noticias que el precio de petróleo está subiendo y está llegando a casi los $70 el barril. Ahorita está a 62.58. Y eso está pasando hoy. Esta es última noticia. Fíjate bien. Eso está pasando enfrente de tus ojos. El día de mi show. ¿Ok? Después de que Dios me dijo que te tengo que preparar para la luz verde. Estamos esperando el rompimiento del sistema. ¿Ok? Yo lo que estoy queriendo ver, yo lo que quiero ver es la reacción del bloqueo que está pasando en el Medio Oriente. ¿Ok? Porque ese bloqueo va a traer el dinar. ¿Ok? Now, I don't know if you saw my last show. Did you watch my last show? Patrick?
No, I work so much and
Okay.
commute and
Well,
stuff, so
let me tell
I
you.
don't have time,
All right.
unfortunately.
Okay. Let me tell you what happened in my last show. Okay. In my last show, I reported that there's a block in the Middle East, and within that block, we have three countries that we know they have very interest agenda to be out of the United States domination. You know? They're Iran, Iraq, and Jordania. Jordania, right?
Yeah,
And two of those countries they have the dinar. Okay, their currency is called the dinar. Jordania and Iraq. And if we remember the prophetic word of King Clement, he said there will be a break in the system, right? And then said the dinar in the Middle East, the dinar. Okay, and I even reported in one of my shows that they were having private meetings in Iraq. In Iraq, make the announcement that they wanted to be part of the Arab world. So I came out to the conclusion that there was something fishing going on, and they were going to come out and create a Arab work bank that only involves Arab countries, And I was right. It came out yesterday. Okay? So I'm looking to see the reaction in the markets. Are you listening?
yeah,
I'm looking to see the reaction in the markets because that could be a potential break in the system. If any of those two countries that carry the dinar are left up and they change the value of their currency, it doesn't matter even if it is the Jordanian who actually revalue more. That will push the Iraqi dinar. Okay? Uh, since you have not been following the latest, Iran is looking to push Iraq to be partners forever. They've been doing basically business behind the United States sanctions, and we are looking into two things. We are looking to see Donald Trump put sanctions on Iraq because they are, they're doing trading. They're doing, trading between those countries. And we're looking to see drama, the climax. That the moment that everybody will say this is not going to happen this year, it's not going to happen the next years. If we have that Donald Trump putting sanctions on Iraq, something's going to happen.
yeah. We'll see. It's possible, but I do believe Iraq will stay friends with the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is Trump's U.S. is not the same U.S. that was before, because the U.S. that intervened in Iraq, it was done by these bad people, which are still there, but they are being replaced. So, USA has been used as a puppet, basically, or control to do other people's biddings, because USA is the strongest country on the planet. So it's mainly because of Saudi Arabia and different countries, that are really bad, that have been, getting the US to do all this stuff, and intervening in other countries. But it doesn't really matter, because Kim Clement said that the boots on the ground in Iraq were necessary. And if you look now, there's a lot of people that died, and it was a lot of misery. But is there some purpose that's coming later on from all of this that will actually benefit the whole world? Because right now, you can just see it all around you. Most people barely they have no future. They can't buy anything because everything is really expensive. Food cost, cost of living is really high. It's really like squeezing the people to, that's what's been happening with the Federal Reserve, and it's probably their end game to make everyone poor. But people won't notice it because it happens, in subliminal ways, and then eventually you're in debt and you can't get out of it. That's what most people will face soon. So somehow they need to break that system. And I think it's probably Jared Kushner, who's one of the guys that will figure out the plan, how to do it, how to break their system, which is the giant of debt, which Kim Clement talks about. Because this debt thing, about the debt is a thing that I've been focused on for like 5 years.
The dead, that's the giants. We talk about the giants in my show. The three giants: the dead, the giants of death, the giant of human secularism. Yeah, we know that one. Socialism, and we are seeing everything happening right before our eyes. I want to talk.
We're seeing the stuff in Venezuela, so it's also lining up the prophecies.
Yes, I want to talk about the prophetic word that you sent me on private message.
Yeah.
Because it talks about what we're talking about right now, right? So let me make it a little bit bigger so people can see what I'm talking about. Hold 1 second. Let me see if I can make it bigger right here. Let me see. All right. Oh, that was too much. All right. I think. Well. All right. I think that's good enough. All right. So let me move this out of the way. And 1 second, guys. All right. Ahorita les voy a enseñar algo en español también. All right, guys. So look. This is the prophetic word that he sent me, and it talks about the economy. And it says like this. And the Spirit of God said to me regarding America and regarding these nations. That's King Clement talking, right?
Yes.
All right. So in the Spirit of God said regarding America and regarding his nations, crisis with the oil and with the war, and you can boo me and you can shout and scream, but I'm going to say what I heard, and I'm going to go on record by saying it. Through the summer months, through the summer, take a look, it's summer. Through the summer months, some drastic changes are going to take place for good for the economy of this nation. And going through the latter part of this year, there will be so many victories that God says your economy will swiftly change, and people will look back and say, we thought that it was going to be as bad as the 1920s. So, by that time, we're supposed to have some kind of recession, and right now they're talking about recession.
Yeah, but you missed that he says, but look, it is at its highest now. So I think that's, a year or two or more into the future.
No, but well, hold on, my brother. Let me tell you what. Right now, the experts, they're all talking about that we are going back to a higher and worse recession. Okay? Not right now in the markets, that's what they're talking about. And look at what the prophetic word of King Clement is saying. It says, through the summer, that's, a couple months ahead, some drastic changes are going to take place for good for the economy of this nation, and going through the later part of this year, there will be so many victories that God says your economy will swiftly change, and people will look back and say, we thought it was going to be as bad as in the 1920s. Why they will say that? Because back in 1929, that's where there was the big recession. Okay? And but it's a high, but as it's gonna be as bad as the 1920s. But look, as it's highest now, I don't know if you're excited, but I feel the spirit of the prophecy telling me to tell you that America, things are going to change, and I'll tell you why, whether you like it or not. Because God put a man in the White House that prays, and because the man that prays, you're going to see changes on behalf of the church. This is God's word to this nation.
Yeah, that's the praying man in the White House is Trump, for sure.
So isn't it very interesting? So something is going to happen by in the summer. Very interesting. I like it. So let me see if I can find it in
But I
Spanish.
think it's a process, it goes, it's not like, yeah, it's going to happen in June, August and
Yeah, we have to
July.
be careful. Yeah, we have to be careful.
Because it can take a year, and then it's different stuff,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
going on at the same time. But I do think it will go in this order, that the economy will shake first, and then he will raise up a voice, which is his the people who have been investing and people who have been praying and listening to God. Those people will actually, if they're awake and do what they're supposed to do, then they will benefit from all of this stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
And it will be kind of wealth
And
transfer.
notice that in the prophetic word it says, and the Spirit of God said to me regarding America, and regarding these nations, crisis with the oil and with the
Yeah.
war. Isn't that something? Crisis with the oil and the war.
We already talked about the war, which will be some kind of war against Israel, which
Okay.
will involve 10 fierce battles, because it talked about 18-month period where there will be really fierce battles, probably in the Middle East and maybe somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then he also said that China, of all countries, will help Israel.
Well,
And there's
hopefully.
3 nations that are enemies right now, which will become friends. So one of them is China, for sure, and I also think Egypt is one of them. And then there's another one, which
Probably Russia.
I'm not sure which, but it could be. I think it's Iraq actually, but we'll see.
All
I'm
right.
not sure.
Aquí te voy a leer esto rápido en español. Y el Espíritu de Dios me dijo con
Egypt makes sense.
Yes, hold on. Y el Espíritu de Dios me dijo con respecto a América y con respecto a la crisis de esta nación con el petróleo y la guerra. Ya viste que el petróleo está yendo para arriba. Y tú puedes abuchearme y puedes gritar y gritar, pero voy a decir lo que escuché. Me voy para dejar constancia al decirlo. A lo largo de los meses de verano, está hablando del mes de verano, se producirán cambios drásticos para la economía de esta nación. Y durante la última parte de este año habrán tantas victorias que dijo Dios, su economía cambiará rápidamente y la gente mirará hacia atrás. Digamos, pensamos que iba a ser tan malo como en la década de 1920. ¿Por qué? Porque en 1920 fue la gran recesión. Pero mira, ahora está en su punto más alto. No sé si estás emocionado, pero siento que el espíritu de la profecía me dice que que te diga esto. América, las cosas van a cambiar, y te diré que te guste o no, porque Dios puso un hombre en la Casa Blanca que ora, y porque hay un hombre que ora, verás cambios en nombre de la iglesia. Esta es la palabra de Dios para esta nación. Así que van a haber grandes, y lo que está pasando ahorita, grandes rumores que vamos a regresar a la gran recesión de 1929. Por eso que dice la palabra profética 1920, porque 1929 fue la gran recesión. Y a los que están pagando para ver mi video en Intel, ya saben por qué está pasando esto. Okay? All right. Alrighty then. So let's go back to, maybe I guess I still have some more things to talk about in my PowerPoint. Hold on, let me see. Oh yes, I still do have some things that I want to talk about it. And this is something that I wanna share with you, Patrick. Okay, Patrick.
Yeah.
I wanna
Yes.
share with you this. Okay, pay attention. All right, so let's talk about the caravan. That shows the humanitarian crisis. They're gonna consider it humanitarian crisis that is happening right now in the border. I gotta make sure that you understand that two cases that we're going to address. First of all, we're addressing the case about the Dow Jones. If it collapses, that could be the break in the system. But like I said in the beginning, when the Lord says break in the system, I was in the beginning, I was really, really confused, because there's a break, and for something to collapse from 27, if it happens, to all the way to 20,000 very quickly, I call that a collapse. Okay?
So it's a collapse.
Yeah, it's a collapse, and we have news that Wells Fargo is gonna go broke. Okay? If Wells Fargo goes broke, other banks will follow. And if they follow, they might even go for the bail-in. And if they go for the bail-in, if the RB happens, I don't see us exchanging right away.
No. The thing is, the banks, it's fractional reserve banking. So the banks, they don't have any money. So if you hold Zimbabwe or Dong or dinars, the bank will love you because nobody has money. Do you know anyone who has money? Real money? At least in this country where I'm at right now, nobody has money. If you hold a 25,000 dinar and you go to the bank, that's money for them, which they can actually, it's liquidity for them.
Well,
That's why the RB
we can think
still
of
work.
that. We can,
It's like a
yes.
cure to the debt, because the debt is totally out of control, and that's why it makes no sense to regular people. Why should you hold real money? But when this break in the system happens, you will be holding real money, and then you can go to the bank, you exchange your bill to their digital money, because the bank is desperate for cash, because otherwise they go bankrupt. That's what I think will be significant, because it
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to carry away in the conversation, but let me just tell you something.
Yeah.
The danger still exists, okay? And I know stuff that you don't know. But let me just put it this way. Let's talk about the caravan. It's the quantity of people that they say that they are telling us that are coming right now. That's the new caravan. By the way, they call it the mother of all caravans. Do you know how many people are coming?
Yeah, I already know the answer. It's 20,000.
20,000. Now, let's talk about the 20,000, shall we? I have a video and I can show you that the himself, he said, I don't know what 20,000 means. He said it himself. He didn't know what 20,000 was. And then he said, and many will say 20,000, and it's gonna reach sooner than most people think, right?
Yeah, and I think when he talks about there, he talks about it going up, which is already did, and then he's talking two different situations, I think, but it's difficult to discern the prophecies
Yeah,
exactly because
because it's a mystery.
I didn't talk to him, I didn't listen to him live, then it's you make your own assumptions, but
I understand. No, my point is this. This is one of my point. Look, let me tell you this.
yeah,
All right. Since we're trying to decode the prophetic word, you know how difficult it is. We went through many times. We have gone through many times, right? In private.
yes.
We have gone through this many times in private. Because I don't think, I know for sure that we're all going to be shocked. Okay? We're all going to be shocked. That's a given. Okay? Things are not going to go the way we think it's going to go. Watch. Okay, I can guarantee you that. To tell you that, I can even tell you that it's not gonna go the way everybody thinks. Okay, yes, we all gonna change. Don't worry about it. That's what I'm talking about. We all gonna change in everything. But I'm talking about the event. When the event happen, it's gonna go totally different than what we think it's gonna go. And the reason why is because as we are going through the waiting of this blessing, we are learning more about it. We're learning more how the prophetic word changes and says, wait a minute, what is, but it came out in the different way. Will you agree with me?
Yes, of course,
Because,
because
you know, because,
your mind can't, comprehend all of this stuff. That's why, I feel sorry for some people that are trying to like overanalyze this and, try to figure out like, the all the details around like how is the RV gonna happen. That's, you're not gonna figure that one out because he says in the prophecy that the plan is so brilliant that it can only have been given by God. So,
yeah,
and then, it's I think that's also connected to the energy part. But, for a human mind to
the way the interest the people pay for. Brought back to me. Okay? Thing from a very known comedian. He's a comedian, he's a producer, and he's a director. Okay? Please pay attention. He posted this. In the post, he says, the first movie was Get Out. The second was Us, US, okay? Does this mean get out the US? And let me show you who am I talking to. Hold on, let me explain this in Spanish. Esta es una publicación que dejó un director y comediante conocido. Te voy a enseñar lo que pasa. En la publicación él dijo que su primera película se llamaba Afuera, o sea, Get Out, sálganse. Y la segunda película se llamaba Los Estados Unidos, que diría como US en inglés. Pero US en inglés también quiere decir, no sé, ¿acaso está diciendo que nos salgamos de los Estados Unidos? Pues mucha atención, no te quiero confundir. Now, I have told many people that Hollywood, they have a way to send subliminal messages because they know something is about to happen. They actually tell us before things happen. This publication is could be it could be, and I'm just saying could be a confirmation of what I've been talking about. The cabal has a plan so people will not be leaving the United States and could not also get inside the United States. Why? Because we believe, and I believe, that after China and the United States make the deal, make the announcement, we might have another 9/11. Worse than the first one. Because the first one was done to prevent the reset, the currency reset. Okay? So can they do it again? Yes, they can.
Yeah, and we already know where it's going to be because he talked about it, which is Chicago. And it's not going to be like 9/11. That's what he said. But it will be some kind of, wake-up call for the U.S.
Yep.
And
So
we'll see. There's also a plot in the White House, which is some kind of betrayal event that's going to happen as well. He alludes to that.
yeah.
So I think that could happen, when the RV is about to happen, and they will try everything they can to stop it. And then, God will step in and rescue the situation.
Yes. But let me show you. Let me show the people who it was. Okay. This is the gentleman who posted that post. Jordan Peele. Okay. Jordan Peele is a very famous comedian with the other guy too. I don't remember what his name is. And they're very funny, very talented comedian. Okay. And supposedly this was the man who posted that. He's also a director. Aquí está el director y comediante que se hizo famoso con este caballero que está acá. Él fue el que publicó lo que te enseñé. ¿Okay? Es un mensaje subliminal advirtiéndolos de algo que va a pasar. Y que está diciendo básicamente que se salgan de los Estados Unidos. ¿Ok? So, wanted to share that. Quiero compartir eso con todos ustedes. And that's basically it for tonight. I want to thank you so much, Patrick, for having your time.
No,
and I really appreciate it that you spent this almost 2 hours with me. Without
yeah,
I didn't even know it. So right now it's about 10 p.m.
People that are listening.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So
follow the guidance of the Holy Spirit in what you do. You have to take, our advice, with you need to figure out for yourself what's best, of course, but much of it makes common sense. And many of these 20,000, signs have been shown many, many times. And, it's not a coincidence. It's actually going to happen. And then we'll see exactly how it unfolds. But we do get some insight in what's going to happen in the future from God.
Yeah, so definitely we will see. So I don't know what's going to happen on the 4th. Okay, guys, I want you to know I don't know what's going to happen Thursday. If it happens, happen. If it doesn't happen, let's continue living, okay? So all we got to do is just be ready. Would you agree?
Yeah. I don't think the RV is the 4th, but we'll see. You never know.
Yeah.
But I think it's an important date. Something will happen that day for sure.
Okay. All right. So I want to just share this video that my pastor McGray wants to talk about it. I will do it right after I get out with you. Thank you so much, Patrick. All right.
Yeah. Thank you, Benny. Take care.
All right. Thank you. That was Patrick from Sweden. And before I leave, I want to share the message from. Oh, sorry for that. Sorry. Before I leave, I want to share this video. But you know what? I cannot even play the video. Okay. I'm not telling you that the RB is going to happen Thursday. I think that God was really clear when he gave me the 4-4, that he actually want us to know that he's gonna free his people. All right, he put Pastor Dr. Martin Luther King as an example, because he listened to his people. He listened to the people who sacrificed for his people, the black people, you know. And as I've been telling you, that's the 400, and that's a confirmation. So no, I was just telling you to get ready for the green light, because we don't know. We don't know when it's going to happen, because the God told us that the RB will happen as a thief in the night. Okay? And I'm not contradicting myself. So just want you to know that. Okay? I want you to make it very clear. Muchas gracias a todos ustedes por ponerme atención en mi show. Ya vieron a todo al pastor McGrary. Si acaso tú hablas un poco de inglés, sabrás de que él está invitándote a que le ayudes en su ministerio, porque es necesario para traer la palabra de Dios. Te agradezco con todo el corazón que hayas visto mi show, y como vuelvo a repetirte, no sé qué va a pasar el jueves. Ya Dios fue muy claro al darnos el 4-4, que es abril 4, que nos dio al maestro y al doctor Martin Luther King, que es el más grande defensor de los derechos de los negros. Y como tú sabes, estamos celebrando el año 400, el año de los cautivos, que básicamente está diciéndonos a todos ustedes de que vamos a ser liberados de la pobreza. ¿Ok? Así que no te estoy diciendo que el RV va a pasar el jueves, pero si pasa, mejor. Así todos seguimos con nuestras vidas. ¿Ok? Así que espero hacer el próximo video en español solamente, para que no te confundas. Muchas gracias por tu atención. Puerto Rico, te quiero. Y nos vemos la próxima vez. Guys, thank you so much for your attention. I know that I might have disappointed you, that you probably might have misunderstanding why I call my show Get Ready for the Green Light. Because basically that's what it is. You need to get ready for this blessing. Because the Lord told me that it's going to be so fast, many of you will be caught in surprise. Many of you will not even assimilate the reality. So that's why I call it like that. All right? So, I have faith in my Lord. I really have a lot of faith in my Lord. And I know that we are going to be so happy when all this finished once and for all. I know it. I don't need to be told, because I know the Lord. Because I know that He's going to give us joy.